It's awful. It's terrible. It's completely not worth anything at all, unless you do this one specific thing. What's going on, college football degens? We are back with another test. It might be my most controversial take so far. Today, we're testing out Quick Jump. Now, this ability is found on speed rushers, both edge and defensive tackles. What this ability does is improves the acceleration of the defensive lineman. Basically allows your player to get to speed and give a little bit of a boost quicker. Now, in testing, I did the logical thing. I started out with an edge rusher, and I tested it to see if I could beat the left tackle, who was an average left tackle, 80s across the board like normal, and all the way through this ability levels, and I couldn't beat the left tackle. It just sped up my pass rush ability if it was going to work or not, which can be good at some point, but if your pass rush ability is not outstanding, you're just speeding up your loss. Now, I do have an Air Force Dynasty, and I'm through 6 games, and I think right now I have a mid-70s edge rusher who has platinum quick jump, and he only has 1 sack on the year, but that's just my anecdotal experience. So, unless the edge rushers are completely free rushers and all you run is overload blitzes, I just can't justify it. Now, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's an efficient use of your skill points. And if you're anything under elite dev trait, you're just wasting skill points. The only use I can see for an edge rusher to have this is you have one guy that you're going to put on the edge of the defensive line and you're going to run mid blitz and you're going to have him be a free rusher. Yes, you want this on bronze or silver, maybe gold, but it's a waste on your edge rushers. And it's not worth it. Unless it's a defensive tackle. The one thing I've always slept on is a pass rushing defensive tackle. I personally like to stop the run and I care about gap specialists or pure power. I want to control the offensive line with minimal amount of people, and when it's pass rushing time, I'll bring in my pass rushing specialists, NASCAR substitutions, a bunch of edge rushers basically. But I reran this test with the exact same situation. 80s across the board for pass blocking, for the left guard, and 80s across the board for the defensive tackle other than the acceleration. Just as a reminder, for this test, I essentially go 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, and then I'm seeing if the defensive lineman made an impact on the play. So not much happened on the bronze level. No sacks and only 1 quarterback hit on 20 dropbacks attempt. On the silver level, we had a slight improvement with 1 quarterback hit and 2 sacks. The jump to gold was pretty impressive though, and this is where I really started to believe in this ability again. 4 quarterback hits, 4 sacks on 20 attempts. This was better than the platinum ability when on an edge defender. Now, the platinum ability here, it was like I was watching prime Aaron Donald. 12 sacks on 20 dropbacks. That's insane production for equal pass rush versus pass block ratings. I imagine if you also threw on Pocket Disruptor and had high 90s pass, finesse rush, power moves, and you got the matchup you wanted versus the weaker 2 guards, this ability could absolutely ruin an offensive game plan. Overall, the quick jump ability is a defensive tackle move this year. If you're using it on your edge rushers, I think you're doing it wrong. I think you're wasting the talent. It can be much more disruptive to the offense when it's coming from the inside. For the tier ranking, I'm going to have to give it 2 different rankings. I'm going to say for a defensive tackle, it's an S tier ability. And for an edge rusher, it's a C tier ability at best. Once again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate everything. Leave feedback, comment, subscribe, guys. I'm really shooting for 300 subscribers. I would really appreciate every single subscription. Once again, ODB out.